Welcome to another episode of my Minecraft creative series. Let's get it rolling. So this is my second one that I've made today. If you watched the last one, you'll know that already. Where basically I finished that structure that you can see in the background, which is my castle sort of train station, if you like. And I did mention that in this episode, I'm going to build sort of a more modern version-ish. I mean, you might be able to see in a thumbnail. And I don't know if I'm really happy with how it turns out, to be honest, but the amazing thing about Minecraft is if you don't like something, you can change it or even just knock it down and completely start afresh. So, yeah, second episode in a day. I mean, last weekend I did 3 in a day, didn't I? And I was really tired of that. I didn't want to do anything else. So, yeah, we'll see. Excuse me, I'm thinking that for my next episode, I'm probably going to look at making the water supply for my 2 villages. Yeah, maybe just some water towers and water pumps, like just to imagine that it's taking the water to the villages. Because obviously we'd need that in real life. That's something that Minecraft doesn't factor in, is it? I mean, there's hunger, but not like drink, hydration. Trying to work out what to say. I mean, maybe I've said everything because I've done a vlog today. I've done the last episode. There was something again that came up on my Facebook that I wanted to maybe talk about, but I don't know. Maybe I'll do it at some point. But yeah, let me explain what's happening in the video first, even though it's not very exciting. You can see. I did think should have maybe done this off camera, but at the start of the episode, I just started recording. I hadn't quite decided exactly what I was doing apart from that station. I thought, well, if I'm going over to that station, I might as well have the minecart in. And I thought for you guys as well, it might also be like so you can see it happening. So you don't like just click on the next episode and like, oh, when did he put that there, sort of thing. So yeah, here is me adding the minecart rail to the structure that I made for it. I would say if you want to skip it, feel free, but I'm practically at where the new station is going to go, and I just stop there. I don't go back and finish it off until at the end of the video. So yeah, I'm sure you guys, if you've been following the series, will know exactly where this goes to. It just goes to there, my other village, and that's exactly where I end up building the station. Now you can see there's a little dirt path there that runs sort of parallel to it, alongside it. And I really wanted to keep that there and like have maybe a couple of houses coming off it, but because I end up putting the platforms like right at the end of the train line, which I think is the right thing to do, I end up having to like build over that path. So I don't know whether to just make another path that runs a lot like next to it, but yeah, we'll see. We will see. So anyway, while this is going on in the background and me building, I'm going to talk about what I saw on Facebook. Now, I was really tempted to comment on the post, but I don't know. Basically, it was a parent that I used to work with at Tesco moaning about how the government had like given them a massive fine for taking their kid on holiday. So like, I get why you'd be angry, fine, but like also in my opinion, you shouldn't be taking your kid on term time in holiday. And they said it was a 2-week holiday as well. And people, I don't know if it was them saying it or people in the comments, as if like 2 weeks is like life or death. But like, because I'm a teacher, I just know how far behind a kid will be if they miss 2 weeks of learning. Like, that is a lot. And I feel like to them, they don't understand like what actually happens at school. They will miss so much. And I know, like, if a kid comes back to me after 2 weeks, I'm like thinking, you've missed maybe nearly 2 units, and that's just of maths, never mind the other subjects. So yeah, I was really tempted to comment on this post, but I stopped myself. I'm just wandering off here in the video because I thought, oh, I wonder what's over that way, but it's just trees, maybe the odd little mine in the floor, but that's it. Cave more than a mine, I suppose. So yeah, that really bothered me, and I really wanted to comment on it, and I thought, do I make a vlog video about it? And I thought, well, no one's really going to watch it. I bet a lot of people will disagree with me, because obviously you just want to take your kids on holiday and not think about like the impact on their education or anything, but yeah, they will miss like an awful lot if you take them out of school for 2 weeks. Just here, you might wonder why might wonder why I am using a yellow concrete block. Basically, sometimes I just line the edge of the platform with yellow. So, like, if you've ever been to an actual train station, it was definitely like it in Scunthorpe. I don't know if it's still a thing, but they used to have like solid yellow lines, and they'd have like little, what do you even call them? You know, where you go and cross over and they have the little bumps so that you can feel that something's not right, if you get me. To basically warn people that they're near the edge of the train track. So yeah, I've just done like a yellow strip to again sort of signify that be careful sort of thing. So obviously the trains or minecarts can be coming and going. Now again, for this train station, again I was thinking like, should I add a separate platform for goods? Because again, like if we're going to want to unload goods, we did mention that Foxby was going to be the source of the fish, because you can't really get, I mean the river's not far away from this new village, which I need to come up with a name for. But yeah, maybe the river, I would imagine, has nowhere near as much fish, as many fish in it. Can you say as much? No, I think you can say either. Anywhere near as much fish as the sort of, what do you even call it, like the lake area near Foxby actually has, because that's, I mean, if you go under the water, I don't think I've done it on camera. If you go under the water, there's all the kelp there. It's like a proper, I think it is only cold water, so like cod and salmon. But yeah, it's a really big, vast area with, I imagine, lots of fish. So it's got a lot more, a bigger, reliable source of fish compared to the river, whereas you might only get the odd one in the river. So I'm thinking Foxby can be provider of the fish. There's obviously a lot of trees around this village, whatever we're going to call it, and they're actually different types of trees as well. So that might create a market, you know, if we end up making like a flooring shop that supplies different kinds of woods, or maybe even just a DIY hardware store, because people are going to need wood for like the housing projects and things, aren't they? If they want like the different types of wood, I don't know, maybe in one floor they want a birch floor, in one room even they want a birch floor, then yeah, could provide that, couldn't we? I don't know. I'm just thinking crazy things. But like I've mentioned, I think in the next episode I am going to look at providing a water supply. This train station that I'm building now does end up being like very basic. It's literally just got 2 platforms. I think I make it look okay, but it's nothing special. I hope you do think it's a little bit more modern than the castle one. And I was really thinking like, do I make it the same as the castle one and allow the castle to control both ends, or are the castle only bothered about controlling their end? So I guess I've not really thought it through fully. But then I thought, to be fair, the castle might accept that this end of the line is like a bit more of a modern village. So maybe they build a more modern station, whereas the other side's a bit more in keep with the castle sort of feel. Maybe they care more about the castle side because it's where they're going to be living, the king or the queen or whatever. So want it to be the same sort of feel, whereas the other end they're not too bothered about. I don't know. I really haven't thought it through fully. But obviously, like in terms of what the station needs, I've built loads of stations, especially in this world as well, but off grid, if you like in my other villages, to connect them together again. And yeah, I quite often have like a shop there. There's obviously toilets for people that need them. You've got where you get your tickets from or your information, just a general reception. So I was thinking about what would I do for ticket office wise for this station. And I thought, well, especially for like older train lines, you quite often, you know, have a, what do you call it, a ticket collector on the train. But then I thought, well, how are they going to stop people getting on? Because we really want, as horrible as it sounds and people wouldn't like it in real life, but that's how it should be, we really want every single person on these trains to have to buy a ticket, and then we can imagine like how much money it's generating and then what we're going to use the money for. Just along those lines as well, slightly off track, ironic, off track, but I was thinking like, should I make sure that I build a new house for every episode that I release, just in terms of making the population grow, so it maybe does turn into a town and a city a bit faster? Because obviously at the minute I've been focusing on building stations, not on building places where people live. So it's an idea. Am I thinking of sticking to it? I'm not sure. Unless anybody particularly wants me to and thinks it's a good idea, I think I am just gonna keep building them as and when I please. But yeah, I don't know. I think eventually I'll run out of amenities that I need to build, and then the next logical thing will have to be housing. If I've got enough shops and whatever, that'll be the next logical thing. So yeah, we'll just have to see. I'm sorry again that maybe this isn't the most exciting build to watch. It is literally a basic sort of train station. But again, like, I feel like some people might want to see how you get from the start product to the end product, especially if you guys want to go build it yourself or something similar in your own worlds. Like me, when I go to cities and get inspiration for my builds, you might have a similar sort of thing, like think, oh yeah, I'm going to put that in my Minecraft world. And that's the good thing about me not using a texture pack as well, because literally however I build it, you guys can build it the same and it'll look the same sort of thing if you want to. Completely your choice. Or you might just want to watch me build. You might literally be watching these videos because you're bored at home, nothing else to do. Or maybe you just like the sound of my voice. I very much doubt that. So yeah, adding some windows in. I do end up going for windows like all the way around this building. I don't know if that was the right thing or not. Obviously it's got a lot of trees around it at the minute, so it's quite like picturesque. But if I were to add sort of toilets on the side or anything, then obviously that will turn into walls instead of windows. Or maybe like a little office for like a cleaner, I don't know, or where the ticket master can go and rest, or put their things in a locker while they're at work. I do not know. It'd be cool if I could make like an actual train that would go along the train lines, but yeah, Minecraft's just not quite there yet, is it? I was thinking earlier as well, like same thing for instead of trains, if you could actually like have cars and stuff. Can you imagine? I wonder if that's where it'll end up going, or if it'll always be like this. But as I've said, there are things about Minecraft that I like about it. Because, you know, if it was to evolve as a game, would it take away that I don't know, that preliminary feeling to it, if you get what I mean? Like, it's all about mining and building things from mining. Would it be the same if it then evolved into something else? I don't know. I do not know. Anyway, complete random tangent. I'm getting tired from talking over this video already, so whether I'm going to make a third episode today or not, I don't know. I'm just trying to smash them out because I'm aware I'm really behind. Let me just nosy out. I've got a little Excel spreadsheet to keep track of episodes. I'm not going to put it on screen because like I just want it for me. Let me check. Yeah, that's still playing. So you guys should be able to like watch the gameplay. Not that I can see it happening right now, but I've got something else up on my screen. And I know proper games are like multi-screens, like that'd be ace, but we'll see. I mean, this is my hobby now, so yeah. I have no problem throwing money at hobbies because, like, when I decided I wanted to do gardening as a hobby, I didn't mind putting a bit of money into it now and then. I was like, this is, for me, like, it's going to cost a bit. You know, there's not many hobbies you can really do for free. Well, there are, but yeah, most hobbies cost something. Anyway, gone off on a tangent. So, episodes wise, this will be episode 8, and today is the 14th, so should release 6 more episodes. I mean, it's not going to happen. I'm also aware when people release multiple videos in a day, like, people are not as interested. Same with stories and stuff, which makes sense. Like, you're like, what is this person doing? Even with the Life of Tom, I've talked about Life of Tom a lot, and I probably am going to because he's the source of my inspiration. If you've not seen Life of Tom at all, like, feel free to go check him out. It might not be your cup of tea. I completely appreciate that these Minecraft videos are not everybody's cup of tea, but there's definitely people watching. I think I'm definitely getting a solid, like, I think 5 viewers watching each episode, which is ace. I have no idea who they are. I mean, I've got suspicions. A couple of people have said, oh, I'm going to watch your videos. I don't know if they actually are or not. And I've got to say, at the time of recording this, it looks like my partner's on his break, so he's probably going to try and ring me in a minute. I'll maybe just drop a message and say that this is what I'm doing. Because I don't really want to interrupt him. And I think I can pause it, and maybe he'll be mad if I don't pause it, but I don't know. How long have I got more recording it? A solid like 20 minutes. Maybe drop a message and see what he says. And that's put me off with what I was talking about. Yeah, so like views on the video. So at the time of recording, I know someone's already watched like the episode that I've released earlier, which is ace. I have no idea who it is. And what else was I going to say? I'm trying to read messages and talk. This is why I don't want to like record while I'm playing the game, because I'll just get distracted. Anyway, you can see I'm like just extending a path, which I'll finish them all off at some point, but it was just bothering me at the time, because obviously I was doing it up to the train station, so I thought I might as well carry it on. Yeah, I'm just going to tell him what I'm doing, so bear with me a minute. Feel free to just watch what I'm doing. I'm not going to be able to narrate over it. You'll probably be happy that you get a break from what's going on and me talking. I have realised as well, by the way, that when I watch them back, like I think I do talk fairly slow. Like to me right now, I feel like I'm talking really fast, but when I watch it back, I still like watch my own videos in 1.25 speed, like speed it up. So yeah, feel free to do the same if that's for you. Alright, let me reply. Da-da-da-da. So it's got like 20 minutes left, isn't there? Sorry, I hope that wasn't too boring. But this is what it's going to be like, I imagine. I mean, it's the first time that it's actually happened. Where, yeah, because I know I'm not going to reveal too much about him because it's not fair. I mean, he's asked really not to like be mentioned in the video, so I feel like it's fine saying that I've got a partner, but going into details I'm going to try and avoid. But anyway, yeah, with the job that he does, like he never knows exactly when his break's going to be. It's not like when I was at Tesco, you can choose when you get your break. That'd be so good, because then I'd know exactly when he's going to have it. But yeah, I never know. I mean, I know that he generally doesn't like get it in the first hour of him being at work, which is helpful. But for that first hour, I'm always like, right, I can do whatever I want now. But when it turns into that 1 hour into his shift, I'm like on edge, thinking, is he going to get it? Is he going to get it? So yeah. Anyway, I've messaged him. We'll see what he says. He's not replying straight away, which is fine. People have a life. Have a life. He always starts his break by getting food, which is completely normal. I would do the same. Although I must say, my lunch times at work, you know, like with teaching, I just never stop. There's never a minute where I just sit and have a sandwich or something. I'm literally like eating my sandwich and typing on my computer, or like thinking about going to the printer, or tucking a chair under, or picking some up off the floor. Which I used to tell myself, like, I am capable of doing a tough job, so I should make myself do a tough job, particularly while I'm younger. But gosh, I have so many times and days where I think I just want an easier job. And it makes me sound like I hate my job. I don't hate my job. I mean, everybody has good days and bad days. I definitely feel appropriately challenged, and I feel like I am making a difference. And sometimes I love my job. Like, I teach so many fantastic people, and the feeling that I make a difference to people's lives is incredible. Like, because my old job at Tesco, I didn't really have the scope to do that. Like, the only scope I had at Tesco really was to stack the cages well. If you've ever seen the cages that arrive late at night at Tesco, and my stacking was immaculate, I must say. I mean, I'd like to think, a mathematical brain, so my spatial awareness and thinking about how things would go together was just so good. And I remember like getting spot checked on stacking to make sure I was doing it right and stuff. Um, and I got praised, and they were like, "Oh my gosh, yeah, really good stacking. Of course you've got good stacking," because they know that I was really good at everything I was doing. Not to be vain, but not being funny. Like, I used to load the trailers as well, and I was always like one of the top loaders, like fastest that could get the cages onto the lorries, because that's what I did, loading and then picking as well. I could tell you all about it if you're interested, but oh gosh, always replied. I'm gonna see what he said. Have a nosy. I can't remember why I was talking about that. Talking about like breaks and stuff. Uh, Sorry, guys. Yeah, it's going to be a bit awkward, and I don't want to like divulge too much personal information. Just 1 second, because where I've got up to there, I did think, do I leave it like that? I couldn't really bother to do the roof, but I do end up finishing the roof. What am I doing now? I can't remember what I do. But I'm only halfway through the episode. I mean, I know I put a roof on it, and then at the end of the episode, I do go around and look at where I could maybe put these water sources. I mean, I'm trying to think about water and also like sewage. Um, and it got me thinking, like, I really don't know what exactly happens with sewage. Like, do they just treat the water and then it gets reused? Or does it just go, like, out to sea? I know there's always reports about, like, spillages and sewage getting dumped, but I think most of the time it's treated. But then what happens to the water when it's treated? What does it get used for? Surely it doesn't just become like drinking water, but I just don't know. So if anyone does know, please let me know. Otherwise, I might have to do a bit more research. But like I've said, I want to try and make this Minecraft world like as realistic as possible. I think I was maybe looking for where to do the water, because I went to the river and then went round to that big sort of water area near Foxby. And to be fair, with this village that I really need to come up with a name for, I probably could just go out that way towards that big water source, but it's a bit far away from the village at the minute. So I think, at least to start with, we'll imagine that all of the fish is going to come from Foxby, because I think that just makes sense. Particularly because there's that massive hill there as well. There's no easy way to get down to where the water is. Right. So I've just basically asked him if I'm alright to keep recording. And yeah, I've said I don't want to go into too much personal detail, but I've said ages ago before to him, like, that I've thought about doing YouTube videos, because I've always said, like, even just being a teacher, I want to make maths ones, which I don't know if it's ever going to happen. I keep thinking about it, but we'll just have to see. I've not really got the passion for it. I think that's what it is. And it's so much work as well, whereas this is more fun. And this is my hobby, whereas if I was doing that, it would be more of like a chore. But anyway, like I say, I've said to him before about how I really wanted to do YouTube or whatever, and sort of, you know, just ask his opinion on it and see if I'm alright to do it. And he was a bit sort of reluctant, I think, worried that it might like take a toll on the relationship. But he never always like sees the brighter side stuff. I mean, bless him, I don't know how he puts up with me, because I always come up with these crazy like business ideas. I'm like, I'm gonna do this. I'm like, I'm gonna have a hotel. I'm gonna have a garden centre, like random stuff like that. He'll know exactly what I'm talking about. I don't think he watches my videos. He's not got any interest in it, which is fair enough. But I feel like I would watch his videos. But anyway, so yeah, I was quite worried about me doing YouTube and that it might like have an impact on the relationship or whatever. So then I thought, well, I could just do it like while he's at work, which is basically what I keep doing. So yeah. Anyway, he said he like wants a phone call, and what have we got? Like 15 minutes of me talking over this. So I have seen, like, with the recording software that I've got, that you can actually pause whatever you're doing. So I'm going to try and do that and hope that it works. I've never done it before, so I guess the video is going to jump from like one thing to the other. So I'll just pause the gameplay, and then I'm also going to pause the recording, and then hopefully be able to carry it on. But I don't know if it'll work, so fingers crossed. We're living and we're learning. Let me try and pause it. There's a pause button there. Let's try it. Right. Sorry, but I'll be back in like just a second. Right, I'm back. I'm assuming it'll just keep going. It'll be interesting to see how that turns out in the video. Because in real life, well, I'd guess it was about, well, it's got to be over half an hour, because I was on the phone for like half an hour. And then I stayed downstairs because I was washing pots while I was on the phone. I thought, excuse me, I thought I might as well. And then because I'd washed the pots, I was absolutely starving, so I thought I'll eat too. I made myself some fajitas. So, back into it. And it got me thinking while I was eating the fajitas, like, I need somewhere in this Minecraft world that produces chicken. I'm just eating chicken. Because I appreciate everyone has different lives, but I think I'm going to try, like, for inspiration, to base it off things that I use in my life every day. So, like, if I use chicken, I'm like, right, I need to have somewhere in real life that makes chicken. I didn't say the right thing, but I'm hoping you know what I mean. What else was I going to say? I was going to say something else. I can't remember now. Oh, but there's, like, obviously some services that I won't use in real life. So, like, I'm not going to prison, hopefully. And yeah, like, I've not been to hospital for ages, but we still need those services, so I might need you guys every so often to kind of say, oh, build this, you might need that. Otherwise, I'm going to have to try and think what we need. But I think I've done a fairly good job so far. Yeah, we'll see. So you can see here I'm just sort of messing around with the structure, thinking about what looks best. And I moved that beam down a little bit because I think it would just look good if there's a bigger window up there. And I'm sure I put glass in it. Yeah, I must do. And this isn't typical for how I make my train stations, if you like, but it needs something up there, doesn't it? And I want it to be nice and open, let all the light in, make it so you can see outside. And I think that side I just bricked that side up in the end. I was tempted to maybe go, I don't know if I've said already because it was like ages ago, I was tempted to go for a flat roof on this building, and then didn't like the way it looked, so I've gone for a slightly slanted one. But feel free to give me your opinions. Obviously it doesn't have to stay as it is, you can always change it. So yeah, as I said, I just end up bricking that up, and that's how I leave that bit. I really think that in there I need some lights, which I didn't add. I might want like little TV screens to say like when the next train is arriving. What else do I normally have in my train stations? Just a bit of decor, like some benches to sit on, some bins, maybe, excuse me, it's the fajita, maybe some plants, just things like that. So here I'm just adding a bit of edge or curve, if you like, to the walkway. It's definitely not a finished thing, so I'm gonna, that I want that as a bit like a square. I think I want it like a bit of a courtyard. So I'm guessing around it. I mean, there's that weird church type place that's got like a brewing stand. Oh, in that area there, like I say, I want to make use of it, so I guess I'll put a path that goes down there. But yeah, there's a bit of like a church. I know I need a council building. I need like a main building for both villages, separate ones, where they're going to like govern what happens there. Now I've thought for in Foxby to have one up near the castle, maybe, where I started building those houses and never finished them. And here I'm like, do I convert that little weird like church building, or do we use the building next to it? So I've not decided yet, but I definitely need somewhere that's going to be like the base of operations. So as you can see there, that's sort of my final product train station for now, which is interesting because I think the video goes on for a little while longer. I've got like 15 minutes more, so I can't actually remember what I do for the rest of this video. I know that at the end of the video I go and look for, I can see there I'm thinking about what I'm going to do with that area. I know at the end of the video I'm going to look for some water sources to provide water to my villages, just thinking about where I can get it from. Oh yeah, and I remember there thinking, where am I going to put this council building? Where should I in the courtyard? That sort of thing. I don't know if I like that the train station comes right up to the courtyard, but then also if that's going to be like the central area, that's the perfect place to get your transport from. So yeah, we'll have to see how it evolves. I can obviously always move it. As you can see there, there's just like a little cave. And yeah, I think I'm just scoping out the area to see if there's anything that I've missed, anything exciting, but it is literally just trees. But because it's fairly flat, it should make good land to build the rest of the village on good buildings. It's interesting as well that this village is like at the top of a hill, I've just noticed, because naturally, like as a survival point, I always think about that in Scunthorpe because there's a massive hill there, about how people at the top of the hill are obviously safe from like if there's a massive flooding event. People at the bottom of the hill are quite like at risk, if you like. So yeah, maybe we could go down the line of for this one. They've built at the top of the hill from like a survival perspective and to keep themselves safe. Right. So here I end up just finishing the train line back to Foxby and where the castle is. And then after that, yeah, I don't really do a lot else. So I am going to leave this video here, and I'm going to pick up in the next video. I'm not sure I'll release it today. I'm feeling pretty tired from recording these videos. It'll be really interesting to see what happens when I pause the video and how it actually turns out. Will it be weird? It's just a learning curve. I've not had to do it before. So yeah, I'm going to leave this video here, and I'll see you in the next one where I should be providing water supplies to both my villages. If you want to see anything in particular in this Minecraft Creative Series, please just let me know, because I'll happily do whatever anyone else wants to see. Otherwise, like I say, I'll just keep doing what I want to do. I'll have a think about the thing I said about maybe making sure I add one house for every episode that I release. And I don't have to record it, obviously, but yeah, we'll see. Right, I'll leave you here, and then see you in the next episode, hopefully, to show you me providing water supplies to both of my villages. And I think for Foxby, I'm going to have a main one for the castle and a separate one for the village. There's like private and state water companies. Is what I'm thinking, but we'll see what I end up doing. So yeah, thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed it, please feel free to give it a thumbs up, so then I know if people are liking whatever the video's on, and I know what kind of videos are most popular. But yeah, thank you for watching. Really hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend if you are watching this at weekend. See you in the next one. Stop button is there.